Alright, Doozer here, back in the shop.
When you have a metal shop, it's always good to have shorts of raw material. Just a little bit of everything. Tables full of metal and just aluminum, pipe, tubing. Sometimes you might need a section of something. Look at the thickness of that. Look at the thickness of those. You just look at the thickness of that. You just never know. I-beams and you just never know what you're going to need for a project. So I keep a little bit on hand. Not a lot, just a little. But some nice stone steps coming down here. This is going to turn into a real nice area once I fix it up. But I got a lot of woods, man, and I love it. And it steps down there to the creek. The trees, I've been cutting these for a while. Look at all those trees I cut. And like I said, that wood pile's back over there. So, another reason, that's aside from the two fire trucks, I got my international. This is the other 53. One is a fire truck and one's a pickup truck. So I need to get that undercover as well. So that's why I was gonna, build them carports over there. So, and that's the plan, I guess. Here's an I-beam I thought was kind of neat. It says Rouse Rigging Company. And it's just a stack of stuff. I bought that, I don't know, a couple trolleys and some beams and everything. And Rouse Rigging, I guess, was one of the people I got it from. Those aluminum ones, those are aluminum. Those red ones are aluminum I-beams. Aluminum powder-coated red I-beams, kind of neat. Big piece of a 10-inch aluminum C-channel. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of fun behind Doozer shop. One of these days I'll pull this out and make a video. Good Lord, the weeds are growing over it. It's a go-kart I built when I was 15 years old and I still own it. Got geez, you can't even see Ackerman steering. I got plunger pedals. Man, I'm gonna have to pick it up with the bucket loader. 3-speed transmission. It actually shifts. I think I put the pattern on the steering wheel. Reverse 1, 2, 3. And the foot pedals. I gotta dig this out of here. I made the front axle out of Schedule 80 boiler pipe. Oh well. We'll get there. Another project for Doozer shop. Alright guys, back here at the metrology table, the mensuration table. I was thinking about using this Tangematic, whatever it's called, dresser to dress an angle on the grinding wheel, to do one of those 45-degree. See how that will dress up and down, and it'll actually go the other way. It'll go, down also. But I'm thinking I can use that to put a 45-degree angle on a on a 1-inch wide. And this pin comes out there. And the little thing comes out. To do the gap on my lathe. So I'm going to grind a 45 or whatever degree angle on the wheel and just kind of side wheel the V on the gap insert. So might do that. That's an idea. I know I've been talking about it. Pratt Whitney collets. So this is a nose piece. This is my spare one. You've seen the other one out there on the mill. I think that's a 3-inch thread, 4 threads per inch is what that thread is. So I got a Flynn boring head in there that threads on to that thread. Here's my spare. number 4 Morris taper collet. You can kind of see that goes in there. Purchased these off eBay. Let's see. I got short Brown and Sharps, long Brown and Sharps, Brown Sharp 9, Brown Sharp 9. I got Brown Sharp 7, Brown Sharp 5. These two are straight shank, 1.25 inches. So it's 1.25 inches straight, and that's a Harding brand collet. I got 2 of them, and then this is a straight 3/4 inch straight shank, and John Oder is sending me a 1-inch collet. It hasn't arrived in the mail yet, but he sent it off, and he's with the weather they had in Texas and Houston there where he is. I'm not surprised. He sent it off just the other day. So I got a whole bunch of collets, more Morris taper, and more Brown and Sharp taper. But like I say, the 2.25 inch straight shank is nice. The 3/4 straight shank is nice. Yeah, so that's going to work. Not too much else. Jim C. from Grand Island gave me these tool holders that came with the package deal on the Rockford open side planer. So that's for the top of the planer. And these little guys are for the side head of the planer. Maybe you can scope in there. I've got all kinds of hold down tooling that Jim threw in with that. Actually, he gave them to me. And this guy, right? This guy, you know, it's just a metal tote. And it was in the scrap bin. And it was crushed with a forklift. And I straightened it with my hydraulic press in, you know, hammer and dolly work. And it's not perfect, but boy, it was crushed like someone dropped a tree on it or ran it over the forklift. So it was sort of a therapy project to get that back into shape. Yeah, so that's kind of what I just wanted to show you. A little getting organized in the corner. That Bijur lubricator, that's a motor-driven cyclical pumping lubricator. Brand new old stock. That's going on the Pratt & Whitney jig bore. It had some kind of pneumatic oiling system, but Lawrence was nice enough to give this to me with it. It's got some 110 volt motor in there, and so that'll be the Bijur pump. You guys are familiar with just a regular pull top Bijur lubricator. I still have this one. I don't know which I'll use. I have options. So these I might throw on the door. Some handles from a toolbox. But I'm super stoked to get these. I bought this box of collets for the Pratt & Whitney, excuse me, on eBay for $100. I guess no one wants this stuff anymore. I think I paid $100 for this too, for another spare nose cap and a collet. But whatever. I'm thankful I'm able to afford spending money on such things as this. But I guess that's part of the plan for getting the shop in order. Got the old Rigid Emerson bandsaw. It's on wheels. I got it. It's just so tight in here right now. I just got it on wheels, and I'll show you guys more on the Giddings and Lewis. Josh Topper, I seen in one of his latest videos, showed a picture of his Lucas. So that's a 2.5 inch diameter bar. I think the one Josh Topper has is a 4-inch bar Lucas. Oh, and his, it's got the the slideways for the bed, you know, mine's got one set. His has another set halfway down on the side. Real heavy duty unit. I think he told me it weighed like 35,000 pounds. This only weighs 10,000 pounds. But anyways, so yeah, Josh Topper machine, check his channel out. I talked to him the other day for a little while, and knowledgeable guy, self-made man with the machine shop situation there. He's got a lot of big machines, and he reached out to me because I got some big machines. So check out Josh Topper. Cool guy, cool dude, cool shop. Another cool guy that I was exchanging emails with is John Crane. He's got a channel Right On with John Crane, and John Crane's such a cool guy. His enthusiasm for the little projects he does in his shop is great. I like watching What's Up with John Crane. I think he's in, forgive me if I get it wrong, Oregon or Washington State or something. He's out there doing his thing. He's from Jersey originally. So that's cool. You might notice all this stuff. My niece Alexa is 8 years old now, my sister's little girl, and she gives me these cards for Christmas or my birthday. She gave me one here. I thought it was a napkin, but love Alexa, happy birthday to you, and hope you great, talk you spectacular, I think. So she's awesome, little 8-year-old niece. Oh, I got a picture of her. Yep. So Alexa's now famous on Uncle Doozer's YouTube channel. So that's cool. And Alexa makes me cards, and I love her to death. So that's awesome. She got little dinosaurs and stickers, and I got some hearts on my door. That's from Alexa, also. So yeah, sometimes I might mention her. She's awesome. Yeah, appreciate that. All right, enough of that. Collets for the Pratt Whitney. Yay! Just want to note about the collets. The guy gave me a real good price on them, $100, but I found this nastygram from the post office. Your package broke open due to rough treatment and everything. And kind of got opened up, but thank goodness none of them got lost. So minor complaint there, but it all turned out fine. It took forever. It took like 3 weeks to get them or something like that, but I guess they spilled out. So if you're going to send stuff in the mail and it's heavy, pack it proper. I need to start up the Yanmar engine. I got new oil for it. I just haven't dragged the battery in to start it up. The thing could be completely junk and have a rod knock for all I know, but I don't think so. But that's on the project list too at Doozer Shop. I need to make a T-nut for the Colchester lathe. This is a Brown and Sharp parallel. This is not a Brown and Sharp parallel. This is some steel, 1-inch thick steel. I got for making a T-nut. So I'm going to start carving on this. I got to cut it a little shorter. So yeah, we're going to make a T-nut. That's a 4-inch gauge block. That is not a piece of stock, and that's a parallel. So we got this. We are going to start whittling on it. Doesn't need to be, but I just happen to have a piece of 4140, and we're going to turn it into a T-nut. So that's another project here at the Doozer Shop. T-nut. All right, this is a big giant T-nut because it's a big giant lathe. So I made this here on the Clausing 8520. I didn't really film it because I figure you guys, you know, you understand how to mill a block of steel. In the sun here, it's a nice sunny day for once. So that is what it is. There you go. Ooh, I even, come on sunshine. I even undercut the corners. You see that? See how I undercut that corner to distribute the force underneath the T-slot properly. So let me show you what I'm up against. I can't quite get it to fit because the T-slot itself is distorted. I think the lighting's kind of poor. I got it set up on the SIP, the mighty SIP. So I got it set up here, and I kind of walk around just because it wouldn't fit on the little closing mill. So what I'm trying to do here is get it in the slot. Now I've done some measuring, and I just had my dial indicator in the chuck here, and what the deal is, I indicated the back side, right? Because this side is good. That's going to give me my straightness when I tighten it down on the table. The T-slot has been, it's not totally screwed up, but it's been used and beat up. You can see I've been running a file on there. That end has been, you know, it's pinched over quite a bit. And what I find is, when I have the T-nut in there, the slot is not exactly parallel with the opening. So I got to cut like maybe 5 thou off this edge, and I indicate the back, and it's 0, and it's proud like 5 thousandths here. This side is really straight. This side is parallel with the outside, so that's my first thing I indicated is the back side. I indicated this. It was very good within a thou, and this thing is doinked about 5 or 6 thou. But anyhow, it's not, it hits there, and then it hits inside the T-slot there. So it hits on the top part of the opening, and then the bottom inside the slot with the T-nut. And the T-nut is perfectly symmetrical. So I'm gonna touch off the back and skim up the front here. All right. I got a carbide end mill because, you know, because life is good in these United States, right? So that's good. Try to cut towards the top of the end mill if at all possible because it's more rigid. That'll work. This table is so slow. Excuse me, slow. That's all right though. All right, contact. Just take a pass and see.
she's off the part. Let me stick my head in and take a gander. Well, that's good. I was just barely touching. I got a witness mark down there. I like that. Let me get the vacuum and suck that off and get it cleaned up, and let me test fit the part. Alright, got that cleaned off. So here's my T-nut. Wow, way better than it was. Let me flip it over. It only went in like 3/8, ½ inch, something like that. About the same. I still think I gotta get more off of this surface. See what I got? Oh yeah. Fold that in half and see what I got. Oh yeah. So whatever that paper is folded in half twice, I think I should take out the other side because it's been hitting on the other side. I got 12 thousandths there, folks. You see that? 12. So if it's hitting here and it's hitting there. So I could take 10 off of here. I could take 5. I could take 10. Is that right? If I take half of that, then it should go over. No, let me take 5, and then this will close this down to 5, or 6, whatever. Let me take 6. That's what I'll do. All right. I'll keep you rolling, I guess. Let me dial my number in my indicator here. There's 5, 6. Sure, let's do it. Contact. Let me pause you and vacuum out the chips. Alright folks, here we go. Hell yeah. There she is, folks. It won't go, kind of stops there. I think we can file fit that. I like that. It's below the surface by just a wee bit. To see when I pull it up tight. Maybe I can dust it on the surface grinder if it's not enough. But that was what I needed right there. I wonder if I should take a cleanup cut. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a cleanup cut on this side just to kiss it, I think. Well, you know, I don't really have to because it wasn't touching there. Let me stick my head down here. It's hitting on the bottom. I'll just run a marker in there and clean it out with a file. But that's what I wanted to do. You got to see me use the jig bore, the mighty SIP jig bore here. So this is kind of what you do. You know, you now I indicated this. I must have taken 3 or 4 swipes at it. But some guys, they're not really practiced and they end up swiping all day and getting frustrated. But don't lose faith. Excuse me, it's an acquired skill. But I'm happy with that. We're one step closer to, now I want to put it back in the mill, drill and tap. I got to measure the hole, 5/8 or 3/4. But I just unbolted it from the lathe, unbolted the compound, because when you fit a T-nut to something like this, especially when it's new, it's not so hard, but when it's old like this and beat up, you really got to start measuring where it needs to. I mean, you could go for a hot dog in a hallway fit, but that's not what we're trying to do here. As you can see, the material down here is not much. This is at its, the most I can do to fit that in there. It's not a good design. These should be a little bit thicker, but it's fine for now. But I wish they would have designed it for a little more meat in the slots. A lot of potatoes, not lots of meat. All right, I'll bring you back. All right, folks, got it bolted back on the lathe here, and ran a file through it with inked it up. See, I inked it up and kind of gave it some bluing on there to see what would transfer. It's like butter, Johnny. So that's good. Now I think I got to drill my hole right in the center. So I'm going to eyeball that's approximately the center. Now the reason I say eyeball is then I take this and I kind of put it over that mark and make sure that, you know, reality check. So actually, if I'm going to put that at the edge, flush that with the edge, I'm going to tip that and look. Yeah, I think I made my mark a little. I'm going to measure this. You know what? I bet you the hole in this is not centered. I'm going to measure this joker. And just see. Where did I leave my caliper at? Let's see. Holy deep. Holy deep. Now this is kind of sneaking up on accuracy. This is not going to give me accuracy. I'm just kind of sneaking. Well, hey, it's not even centered fore and aft. Huh. So if it was centered, it would be off that a little bit. Which is fine. Maybe I need it. I definitely don't want the T-nut hanging off where I'm going to be working, you know? I don't want the T-nut do I need the holders to drop down below? That I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't know. I'll figure this out. I'll bring you back. Alright guys, got the nut fitting as you seen last, and what I'm doing here is I drilled it out to the drill size for a 7/8 9 thread per inch tap is a little bigger than 3/4. It's 64th over 3/4. So I drilled this for 3/4 with a drill bit, and I used the boring head. I should have showed you, I'm sorry. I used the boring head, took another 15 thousandths out for a 64th over, and I chamfered the hole so the tap starts easy. And I had to borrow a tap from my dad. He had a 7/8 9 thread per inch tap, national course. So now I'm tapping it. Very slowly, very little bit at a time. Ahead, back, ahead, reset the down pressure. 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 Ahead, back, ahead, reset the down pressure, switch sides. Seven-eighths course is a big tap. This is my biggest tap wrench. Otherwise I'd be using a crescent wrench. But I see those other YouTube sensations, they tend to collect large tap wrenches. I guess mine's need-based. This is maxed out. This tap wrench will do 7/8 tap and no more. So I lucked out that it's not hitting the column. It's close, right? But I think when I back up, this is pure theory, when I go and reverse, I reverse just a smidge, and I think that's allowing the oil to get to the cutting edge a little bit nicer edge. It's because it seems to work easier when you back up just a scooch, you know, just a scooch. How much is a scooch, Doozer? Well, less than a pinch for sure. Like scooch over. If you're in the seat in the bus, scooch over. It's a scooch, just a little scooch. Maybe a scooch is a butts width or something, I don't know. You scooch over. Probably don't want to go down memory lane with me. The older I get, the more I appreciate the simple things of the past. My next car is going to have a carburetor. This fuel injection, it works pretty good. How did I get away with a carburetor in the Buffalo, New York winters for years, right? Amazing, isn't it? How that works? tickle the gas pedal, set the choke. Now I'm bedded in here. I am probably, oh, the tap is poking through. So I'm pulling with the tapered part of the tap. Oh yeah. I probably don't need the follower anymore. Oh yeah. I'm fully engaged. I'm absolutely straight in the hole. I'd never make any money doing it this way, but because this is for my lathe, you know, you can do it fast and then you can do it accurate. Not to say that if I power tap this, it's like, if I would power tap this if I had to do like 10 of them or 20 of them. And then the tap may not start super straight, it might start straight enough. But this, I kind of want it perfect because it's, you know, locates the tool post. That's turning it a lot easier. I think most of my new threads are cut and it's just enlarging them now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Plenty of oil. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, it's great. Look at that. Now, I wonder if I should stop short as to not, maybe that all thread would bind up a little bit. Because I don't want it to go through. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll stop it short. Might not be a bad idea. I'm going to screw the all thread in and see how it fits. I can always run this back in easily. Alright, enough rambling. I'll bring it back. Alright, got the nut tapped, and I should have showed it. A surface ground, the top and the bottom. I might have to take 10 more thousandths off. I don't know. So that slips in there beautifully, right? That's good. It's my 7/8 B7 all thread, and let me come on down with the post with the most. Right on, as they say, right? All right, flush that off at the edge. Got a little overhang there. Got the same amount both sides when the T-nut is flush. I think we did a really good job here with this. Now this is a CA, right? Either way. So this is what we got, folks. Here we go. You know, done with this project. I'm going to call this project until we get the nut. And I got to make sure that the nut doesn't bottom out on the tool post. I might have to take another 10 thou off the surface there. So Keith Fenner Turn Right Machine uses a CA size also. I'll probably end up Loctiting this in here. And there she is. That took like 6 hours of farting around. But it's fit very tight. So I had to mill the T-slot a little bit. It wasn't super centered. From years of using a very poorly fit T-nut, this is why this is kind of chewied up like Chewbacca the Wookiee. But now that we've got a really good fitting T-nut, I think it'll put the clamping load as far back as we can get to where the good meat is in this cast iron top slide. So that's all I got for that. Just thought I'd bring you a little bit on the journey here, Doozer Shop.